Am I going to be paralyzed by perfection or ignited by possibility? Paralyzed by perfection, ignited by possibility. And now, just for you, how do those words sit with you? If I say paralyzed by perfection, what do you feel? What do you see? Is it a color, a texture? You have a shift somehow physiologically. You see an image in your mind. Paralyzed by perfection. And then ignited by possibility. What comes to mind by that? And what if you were to hold that in the forefront of your mind a little bit more? Ignited by possibility, ignited by possibility. I know I get paralyzed by perfection often. And in fact, has anybody read the book Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell? Yeah, Malcolm Gladwell wrote Tipping Point, Outliers, a lot of great books. Now, Outliers, in that book, it illustrates the reality that it takes 10,000 hours to achieve a high level of mastery in a skill or a craft. And if you're like me, you read the book and you were not inspired to go and try something new. Right? You do the math and you're like, all right, I'm gonna be really hype and disciplined. I'm gonna do 1 hour a day, 5 days a week, 20 hours a month, 240 hours a year. I could have this skill mastered in 42 years. No, instead of getting up and going, we shut down and stop because the goal is so big, it's so massive. We're seeing it at that macro perspective. But here's the deal. I don't believe that we have to be masters in a skill or a craft in order to incorporate it into our lives and use it as a tool to add value, to connect. When I was working for Disney, I was inspired to get a new instrument. It was a guitar. That wasn't funny at all. I'll never do that again. Okay. So I got myself a flute. Now, the reason I got a flute is because I wanted to cultivate a skill that would deepen my connection with the Disney audience. And now, there were so many things that I didn't need to know about this instrument. I didn't need to know the musical history of it. I didn't need to know how to sight read. I wasn't going to play tracks with Hans Zimmer. It's like all I really needed to achieve my goal to deepen that connection with my Disney audience, all I really needed was a song and a scale.